Welcome back to another video. Today we're out here trying to figure out the best way to harvest all of our mangoes that we have at the moment. But the episode doesn't stay that simple. We run into a few unexpected surprises along the way to keep us on our toes. And to top it off, I spend a couple days knocking down our sheds to kick off our big backyard transformation. Mangoes, a surprise snake, and a shed demolition. Let's get into it. I'm going to try and figure out a solution to get these mangoes down from the top of the tree. Last night I was sitting out here with a flashlight and had noticed that there were a few bats right at the top here where these mangoes are. Not sure if you can see them. But the bats are up there just drilling a bunch of mangoes and they were dropping down on the ground. So I need to find a way that I can harvest these. I can't climb up the tree. It's really dangerous. I mean, I probably could, but I don't want to. To get to those mangoes at the top, there's some pretty thin branches, which I've got bills to pay. I'm not gonna climb up there. I'm gonna try and create a little mango picking device in the shed right now and figure out a way to harvest these mangoes that are up high and out of reach. So let's go get thinking. This may be one of the stupidest things I've ever made, but I've made this so it sort of works a little bit like a lasso. Put that up in the tree, wrap that around the top of the mango, hopefully have the mango pop in there, pull it back, I'll latch around the top of the mango, and hopefully that's it. Let's see how we go. Alright, so I've done a few tests. I can't always get this lasso to grab the mango, but that's alright. What I have figured out, probably common sense as well, you can get the mango in the top of this, twist it, and if it's ripe it's going to drop out. To my Canadian viewer who reached out, sort of reminds me of a little lacrosse racket, if you would call it a racket. But I'll show you. Let's see how we go. I've got my other camera set up over here to get a close up. So. Oh yeah. Check out how good that is working. I'm so surprised.
One eternity later.
Mango picking prototype number 1 has done its job. Got a full basket. Whee! One. Pretty much just got to replicate a cyclone. 2. 3, 4, 5.
One more to go.
One more. 6. Oh, that's proving to be a very productive way to get mangoes. Check out the size of this mango. I've got a huge head. And this thing's pretty sizable. And that's just from shaking the tree, so there's more than one way to skin a cat. That's easy for the low-hanging ones. So from our online research, you have to hold these, you have to let them drain upside down for about half an hour after you pick them. This is all stuff we're learning because we're complete rookies and have only ever bought mangoes. You can see the sap just leaking out. Pretty cool. salad. We're currently standing underneath the custard apple tree. It's been going pretty wild. It's cool to see how much these are fruiting though. Look at that. Solid. I think I've only ever tried one of these once when my father-in-law was telling me about them. I think they're meant to be quite sweet. They'll be ready around April apparently. There are some big ones. That thing is a monster. I was just moving a box here in the shed, and surprise, surprise, that close to my hand there's a snake. I've just grabbed the camera, I don't know where it's gone. It's only a coastal python, so I'm not too worried about it, but yeah, gonna try and move it. Lost the snake, but I found his skin. Pretty sure it's just gone up in this crack up there, which is fun.
I've had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday play.
So this here will be the start of my very first sort of major project on the property. We've got this as a storage shed, and this is another storage shed. We don't actually really know what they're based for, but at the moment we're going to be doing a whole lot of work back here. And the first thing that has to happen to start all of this is to take these down and put them up somewhere else. Pretty excited for this actually, because the thing about this double shed is that it sort of blocks out a whole view of this beautiful valley that we look out on. So as we walk out our door, we're missing out on this whole view here because of these little sheds which we don't actually use. So I'm thinking to relocate them is probably the best move to maximise the layout of our backyard. See what. Second afternoon, getting back into dismantling of these two sheds. Yeah, just getting stuck into it. There's a fair bit to go. I feel like I only just took off this front wall so far, but So I just had a bit of a surprise, picked up a bit of tin. Welcome to Australia. Well, that's it for this afternoon. Can't believe we got one whole side down. Absolutely buggered. A bit more in it than I first thought, but just sort of re-fenced the chicken coop there. Ready to go again tomorrow. Going for a beer and have dinner. You can definitely feel the heat in the middle of summer at the moment. It's disgustingly humid. But all this has got to get done. Dad and I have got a pretty good system so far. I'll be over here sort of denailing all the timber, getting it ready to use again. Dad's been taking down some of the trusses in the walls as we go, and yeah, it's definitely taking shape, so see what happens. This wall just here, it's sort of dividing the two backyard sections between the dogs and the chickens, so we need to figure out a way to keep them all separated and happy. That back wall there, the chook pen uses that back wall. So yeah, we're not sure if we're going to be able to take that down at the moment. Yeah, it's all taking shape. Just wish it wasn't so hot. It's good to have the old man here helping. He's a little bit camera shy, so yeah, it's good fun. Enjoy working with him. Now for the moment, this is pretty much as far as I can take this project. The dogs are going to be secured, the chickens will stay on the other side. We jackhammered a whole bunch of concrete footings out. So yeah, whole bunch of dirt's going to landscape down into this. This will all be nice and grassed eventually. And yeah, super happy. Behind me here is the chook pen. The next job is to build a new one of those somewhere down that way towards the orchard. And then that can come down, and then yeah, we're looking pretty good for the big project coming up, which I am going to keep a secret until I can show you guys. Yeah, something Tara made the other day. Why am I touching my face? Now this here you can see is my beautiful bald American eagle. She's very well trained. At the moment I have been getting her to take care of all the hares and rabbits that have been ravaging my veggie patch. Yeah, she's only juvenile, but with a bit of training I think she's going to really take care of this property quite well. So yeah, this is Angela. Hope you enjoy.